Hi, I'm Jenna, and at 40, I've encountered my share of challenges, particularly from my in laws. Sadly, my story isn't unique. Many women face mistreatment from their extended families. Yet, what sets my tale apart is the pursuit of revenge, a notion often deemed impossible. Fortunately, I found a way to address my situation. By sharing my journey, I hope to empower others facing similar struggles to take action against their abusers. It all began when my husband, Micah, uttered those fateful words. "I need to talk to you about something important." Concern etched my face. "Is everything okay, babe?" "No, it's not. I witnessed something terrible involving my mom and sister." "What happened?" Micah's admission marked a turning point. He finally acknowledged the injustices I endured at the hands of Gladys and Hannah, my mother-in-law and sister-in-law, respectively. Their actions were relentless, ruining my outfits, tampering with my food and drinks, even tarnishing my business, all because I took their precious little boy away. I confided in Micah countless times, only to be met with skepticism. But this time, he believed me. "What changed your mind?" I asked, curious. Micah showed me security footage from our crotchet business, a venture we built together, selling everything from baby clothes to purses. Despite its success, my in-laws constantly belittled my efforts. "Are you sure you can handle this? You should stick to being a housewife," they'd say, undermining my skills. Their words stung, but Micah saw through their deception. "Do you see what I mean now?" I asked him, relieved. Micah nodded. "I'm sorry I didn't believe you sooner." His validation fueled my resolve. Together, we confronted the abuse, determined to reclaim our happiness. I couldn't shake the feeling of jealousy fueling their actions. What other reason could there be for such cruelty? My suspicions crystallized when their attempts to humiliate me became increasingly blatant. Even as I showed my ruined dress, begged Micah to taste the sabotaged food, and refuted their false claims about my company, he remained unconvinced. He had to witness it firsthand, and finally, he did. The video footage Micah revealed was chilling. Two figures, their frames feminine, masked and vandalizing our building with spray paint. As Micah pointed out, one wore a distinctive necklace, Gladys's rare souvenir from Fiji. "I see what you mean now," I conceded, my heart heavy with vindication. Who else could it have been? Tears streamed down my face, a mix of anger and relief. It had taken too long for Micah to believe me, but at least someone finally saw the truth. Yet they were his family. I couldn't simply sue or slander them for the damage they caused. Still, the desire for revenge simmered within me. Then, as if on cue, Hannah called Micah. "Speak of the devil," he joked before answering. After a brief conversation, he turned to me. "Hannah just mentioned Uncle Peter's return and Mom's plan for a family reunion this weekend," he relayed. My heart raced. "Are you going to confront them about what we saw?" Micah hesitated. "I want to, but they're my mother and sister. It's not easy." I understood his conflict, but the longing for justice burned within me. "If you decide to confront them, I'll stand by you," I assure him. The weekend arrived, and Micah and I got to Gladys's house early to lend a hand in preparing for the anticipated feast. Uncle Peter's return after a prolonged absence added a special touch, making the occasion even more significant. As soon as we entered, I sensed a shift in Hannah and Gladys' demeanor. Their once cheerful faces twisted into expressions of jealousy and disdain. "You two came quite early," Gladys remarked. "Yes, Mom, we wanted to help out. We know a lot of people will be here today," Micah explained. "Aren't you just precious?" Gladys replied. When I chimed in, their attention turned to me, their eyes reflecting an unfounded accusation. "Oh, Jenna, it's terrible about your business being vandalized. I saw it on the way over here. Just tragic," Hannah added, feigning concern. "Simply awful," Gladys agreed, their feigned sympathy contrasting with their concealed amusement. It was evident they were hiding something, their demeanor suspiciously conniving. I bit my tongue, resisting the urge to confront them then and there. Revenge would be more satisfying at the right moment. For now, I decided to play dumb. Micah followed suit, unwilling to dirty his hands. Yes, it's just simply awful. We both wonder who could have done such a thing. It's really hurtful to see something we worked so hard on vandalized. Hannah continued, "Don't worry. The police will get to the bottom of this." The police? Why involve them for such a simple crime? It's probably just some foolish teenagers having a bit of fun. No need to escalate it, I suggested. Oh, Hannah, bless your heart for caring about these alleged little rascals. But even so, they should be punished for what they've done. After all, they knew exactly what they were doing. Gladys chimed in with a silly smile. I'm inclined to agree with Hannah. How many foolish things did we do as teenagers? Let's not blow this out of proportion. Come, let's get everything ready for the party. Their attempts to brush off the situation were palpable. After their intense inquiries earlier, Micah and I exchanged knowing glances and joined in to help with the party preparations. We spent the entire morning and early afternoon setting up, cooking, and cleaning. By 3 p.m., family members began arriving for the big reunion. Once everything was set and we were lounging around, Micah pulled me aside. I have something for you, he said, revealing a concealed microphone. Wear this. I was taken aback. Why? What is it? I'm not strong enough to confront my mother or sister. I'm not as assertive as you want me to be. But maybe if you expose them, you'll receive the glory. You've always been stronger than me. Wear this mic, approach them, and see what you find. I won't stalk you. I appreciated Micah's honesty. While I wished he was more confrontational, I was grateful for his support. With his encouragement, I put on the mic, hit record, and went off to find those two troublemakers. I eventually found them in the kitchen, engaged in a heated discussion. I paused at the door, listening in. She knows everything, Mom. Did you see the way she looked at us? Hannah whispered urgently. Shut up, Hannah. You're being paranoid. She doesn't know it was us, Gladys replied dismissively. I swear to God, Mom, she knows everything, Hannah insisted. Okay, calm down. Even as she knows something, what is she going to do? Micah loves us, and she loves Micah. If she found out somehow, she'd tell him. And then Micah would just tell her she's crazy. That's how it's been working for us so far, right? What do you mean? I leaned in intrigued. Remember how we sabotaged her dress before her crotchet business pitch? Or the spoiled milk in her food and drink? She told Micah about it. There's no way she didn't share her suspicions with him. But because he loves us, he was willing to overlook it. He'll do the same for us now. I stormed into the room, fed up with their nefarious conversations. Despite recording the entire ordeal, I feared the mic might not have captured everything from a distance. I needed to get closer, gather evidence against them, and wield it for my revenge. Hello, you two. Uncle Peter will be here any minute. Are there more tasks that need attention? Geez, Jenny, you startled us, Hannah exclaimed. Yes, Jenna, I have a weak heart. Don't startle me like that again, Gladys added, feigning vulnerability. Apparently not weak enough, I retorted, my irritation boiling over. What'd you just say? Gladys's tone turned sharp. Oh, I didn't mean anything by it. Just that for someone of your age, you seem quite active, I replied, observing their reactions closely. Active? How so, dear? Gladys inquired, her curiosity piqued. Well, I could have sworn I saw you, engaging in some rigorous activity recently, wearing something black, I believe, and a mask. I hinted, watching their expressions carefully. They froze, realizing I was onto them. Yes, I believe you were doing something quite strenuous. Perhaps even something quite nefarious. I continued, pressing the issue. Gladys quickly closed the door for privacy. What are you insinuating? She demanded, her voice low and guarded. I'm not insinuating anything. I'm merely stating what I observed, I replied, maintaining my composure. We have no idea what you're talking about, so drop it, Hannah interjected, trying to deflect. Well, if I'm being honest, I think I may have seen another individual with their face covered alongside you, engaging in some rather criminal activities. I revealed, watching their faces closely for any tells. What a shame. I hope you catch these criminals, Gladys remarked, her tone cold. Not so fast, Hannah. I wouldn't want you to miss this, I said, sensing their discomfort. Miss what? Hannah asked, clearly rattled. At that moment, the tension in the room reached its peak. I presented them with the video footage Micah had shared with me. Good, you caught the vandals, Gladys remarked dismissively. Now that we know who they are, there's no need to investigate further. Honestly, Jenna, you're becoming insufferable with this. You're not the only building that has ever been vandalized. Yeah, honestly, just get over yourself, Jenna. It's not a big deal, Hannah added. On the contrary, ladies, I believe it is a big deal, I countered. Look closer. As they peered at the screen, their expressions shifted from dismissal to horror. It confirmed all my suspicions. They were the ones who had vandalized my business. I told you, Mom, Hannah interjected, trying to deflect. Hush, this proves nothing. Who else has this necklace, Gladys? Hannah attempted to divert the blame. I can't take it anymore. Fine, it was us, Gladys finally admitted, her tone resigned. Don't you dare say another word, Hannah, she warned, but it was too late. Well, she's caught us, Mom. I don't know what you want from me. Yes, Jenna, we did it. But what are you gonna do about it? Hannah challenged. Yeah, Jenna, there's absolutely nothing you can do about this situation. Micah cares more about us than he ever will about you. Even if you try to do something, he won't do anything to us because he loves us. Gladys taunted. He indeed loves you guys, and he won't do anything. But what makes you think that I won't? I retorted. You try to come for my business. That is my baby. I won't let you get away with it. Gladys and Hannah lunged for the phone, but I was quicker. Get back here, you stupid little girl. Gladys spat. Even if you get this phone, the data has already been backed up. There's no point in trying to fight me unless you want to accelerate your already weak heart. I challenged, holding my ground. Don't you dare antagonize my mother. Hannah threatened. Do you think you're funny? Do you think you're smart? Give us all the data this instant, or I swear I will. What? What will you do? I interrupted, unflinching. I'll hurt you in ways you never thought possible. Hannah seethed. Oh, I'm so scared. Please, don't hurt me, I mocked. We were scurrying all around the kitchen until, finally managing to open the door, I was met with Micah's anxious face. Help me, your mom and sister have gone crazy, he exclaimed urgently. I came to tell you that Uncle Peter is here. What's going on? I demanded. I'll tell you what's going on. Your pathetic wife is trying to accuse us of vandalizing her business and threatening to hurt us. Hannah interjected angrily. That's not true. Tell them, Micah. I pleaded, hoping for his support. There was silence. Micah looked defeated, stuttering, and stammering. I know you're not used to fighting with your mom and sister, or fighting at all, for that matter, but I need you to fight for me, your wife, right now. Please, I implored, feeling my heart sink. Still, there was silence, and Micah's expression fell. You see, darling, Micah will always be on our side, not yours. He loves us more than he loves you, Gladys asserted confidently. That's not true. I love you all the same. You're all very close to me. And that's why it's so hard to choose. Micah interjected weakly. Choose what? I questioned sharply. Why not choose the truth? You're the one who showed me the footage in the first place, Micah. Why would you do that? Because it's my business too, and what you guys did was terrible. Not just this, but all the other times you've antagonized my wife as well. You guys need to stop, please. We'll forgive you, Micah pleaded, trying to reason with them. Not on my watch, I declared firmly. At that moment, Uncle Peter, our esteemed guest of honor, entered the room, sensing the tension. Oh, Peter, my love, it's so good to see you. You look well. Yes, yes. We'll begin the festivities momentarily. Let me escort you to your special seat. Tell me all about the trip, ladies greeted, attempting to divert attention. We are finished with you, Jenna. If you try anything, I swear on Daddy's grave that we'll make sure Micah divorces you. Hannah threatened fiercely. Why do you treat Micah like a child? He's a grown man capable of making his own decisions. He wouldn't divorce me just because you said so, right, babe? I challenged, turning to Micah. He dropped his head, unable to meet my gaze. I really did date a wasp, I muttered under my breath, stomping away to the grand dining table, where about 30 people were seated. Despite the discomfort, I kept silent as Michael and Hannah joined me, avoiding Micah's gaze. As the festivities began, the rage bubbled inside me. Finally, unable to contain it any longer, I stood up, demanding attention from everyone. I stood up, feeling the weight of the moment. I have an important announcement to make. There are 2 individuals here who have always harbored animosity towards me, who conspired to make my life a living hell. Some of you might know who I'm talking about, but just in case you don't, let me convince you. I began playing the recording from the earlier argument, letting the whole conversation unfold. As the truth spilled out, gasps and shock filled the room. Hannah and Gladys seemed frozen in their seats, attempting to deny the accusations, claiming it was all fabrication for attention. The dinner table erupted into chaos. I shouted at Gladys and Hannah. They shouted back, and the other adults attempted to gather more information. Micah, as usual, stayed silent until the sirens pierced the tension, signaling the arrival of the police. "What have you done, you wench? I will kill you," Gladys screamed. "I didn't do anything," I retorted, trying to maintain composure. "I did. I'm the one who called the cops, Mom." "Hannah, you two need to be punished for what you've done," Micah confessed. "I called the police because I secretly recorded the conversation Jenna played for all of you. She's proven to be right, and from now on, I'm on her side." At that moment, the police entered the house and proceeded to arrest Gladys, who cursed and yelled, while Hannah attempted to flee but was quickly caught. As they were dragged away, they hurled insults at me, calling me a demon, and at Micah, labeling him a betrayer. After they left, the night resumed, albeit awkwardly at first. However, as we shared stories, it became the greatest family reunion ever, free from the toxicity of my in-laws. Throughout the night, family members received calls from the local jail, but many refused to even accept the calls, while others pretended the network wasn't working. Micah and I grew closer after the ordeal. As for Gladys and Hannah, they were forced to pay fines for the damages, dealing another blow to their ego. Now, when we see each other, their looks of jealousy and disgust have turned to shame and fear, which I much prefer. Revenge has never been sweeter.